Okay?
First question over here, guys.
Great, go.
Governor, thank you very much for coming to the South Shore. Wonderful, thank you. Jim Campbell, I'm joined by Constantine Constantinides, a former selectman from Situate.
Hi, Constantine.
We are so pleased the vision that you're bringing to this state, and we want to mention another great Democrat, Franklin Delano Roosevelt, helped build a lot of these seawalls. The WPA project put people to work.
Yeah.
And my question to you is, what can we do with the transportation bond that Bob Hedden just mentioned, and with Garrett and others? How can we make sure to add into that bond the great work you mentioned for the Fall River Bridge, for roads, bridges? Can we please also make a priority for the seawalls? We need your help to make sure that we're protecting all these areas on the South Shore.
It's a good point. Did everyone hear the question? How do we do for seawalls? Isn't it in the transportation or it's in the environmental bond bill? Different bond bill. But there's a set of bond bills, excuse me, when I talked about, although it's about $13 billion all in, and they're in several different bonding provisions, and the seawalls are in the environmental bond bill. Is this the seawall in the environmental bond bill?
Existing authorizations for this. We gotta get it out.
All right.
Hello, Governor.
Hi.
Thank you for doing this. It's an honor to be here speaking with you. You've said that you...
Tell me first name.
My first name's Kevin.
Kevin?
Yes.
Okay.
You said you want to be a governor of all the people. But it seems, at least in my perspective, it seems like the people who have your ear are more the left wing, the radical homosexual groups, things of that nature. You're willing to meet with mass equality, but not mass resistance. So my question is, would you be willing to meet with groups like mass resistance, traditional pro-family groups, pro-life groups, and really get the other side, the other perspective?
Kevin, do you represent, as you describe it, the other perspective?
Yes, sir.
So we're talking numbers.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So I think on at least by your what's implied in your question, we may not agree on everything, but let me simply say to the folks who were applauding, Kevin's voice counts too. All right, Kevin's voice counts too. So don't make I don't mean to sound like I'm lecturing, but don't make an environment where Kevin can't feel comfortable saying what he wants to say or disagreeing with you. Because I'm pretty comfortable with mine. I meet with lots of groups, and I have met with people who represent the views of those, for example, who didn't think it was a good idea to support the SJC's decision in the marriage equality. I have met with them. I've met with people who. Well, I don't know if I don't know about mass resistance. If they have an attitude, then the chances are I'm not going to meet with them. But if they want to bring the view forward, and people have, and I meet with them, sure. That's all right. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate you being here.
And I think there is another step that's under study, and I think a final report is in its draft, and that is wind-generated desalinization. And to me, for Hull, yes. And I know it's got to be economically viable, and environmental conditions need to be met. Just as a citizen, I hope that you can extend whatever leadership and guidance possible on this.
Thank you, Lord. I know about some pending wind generation, electricity generation ideas here in Hull, but I didn't know about the desalinization project. You're in favor of it. Are you asking me to put you on a committee? Because I don't have a committee. Is there anybody opposed to the desalinization idea? You nominated me. I'll find out about it. I assume it has to go through some state permitting process. Maybe that's what you're doing. Say it again?
Ask Bob.
Okay.
He knows about it.
Bob knows about it. Would you like to speak to it, Bob?
It's your show.
Not yet.
It's your show.
Governor, this is Joan Moschino from the Board of Selectmen in Hull. And actually, my question... Oh, you're welcome. Well, you announced your candidacy down here, and I thought it was fitting that we give you a turbine hat. So, along the lines of the question that Lori Reed was asking, I realized that you recently signed the Ocean Management Act. And I think that that is an opportunity for Hull to offer some of its expertise along the lines of things like the desalination study and the wind study that we're doing. You know, we're working closely with DCR and beach nourishment and things like that. So I was pleased to see that you took up that particular piece of legislation, even though it wasn't of your own initiatives, and you were building on good work. And I was wondering what your thoughts are along those lines to sort of support ocean management, and if there's a way for us to participate on a commission and offer our expertise to you.
Great. Thank you for the comment and the question. And Lori, I should have thought to refer to the Oceans Bill. Does everybody here know about the Oceans Bill? No. No? Some of you do. The Oceans Bill is actually a part of this whole energy package. I assume everybody here knows about the Cape Wind project. Okay. I support the Cape Wind project. I appreciate that, but I know not everybody does. And I will say that I think there are thoughtful arguments on the other side of that question. On balance, I think it's good for us, good for Massachusetts, good for the environment, and a huge and important symbol, just like your turbine.
They tell me that New York has a 30% film incentive and Michigan has a 40% film incentive. With the credit crunch going on, is there anything you can do to help convince the people in New York that Massachusetts is the place to build a new national cable TV network and hire a lot of people? I
can use the power of persuasion, but I'm not going to do much more on the film tax credit. I'll tell you why. I mean, maybe you guys have a different view, but we changed, as you know, we changed the film tax, or we changed the film tax credit last year and took the cap off. We went from making 1 or 2 movies a year in Massachusetts to 14 last year. $500 million of new economic activity in Massachusetts, Canada. That's good news.